Hiya, Renee Jones here. You know that day when you're trying to avoid temptation? Maybe you have leftover birthday cake, but you're avoiding it. So instead, you have a small serving of something, but that doesn't quite do it. So you have a little bit of this, and then a little bit of that. All good, on-plan kind of food, but the quantity gets out of hand. In the end, you've probably taken in more calories than the cake would have given you. And unfortunately, you're still not satisfied. That's not really hunger, is it? That's desire for soothing. Some go to food, others to drink, others to work and the drive for success, still others to exercise, cleaning, or organization. Whatever their coping mechanism happens to be. So where does that come from? It may have nothing to do with your current situation. It's often more an underlying ache, maybe a heartbreak or a haunting memory, and we just can't get rid of it. It comes from our wounds. The core issue for us is around our wound, and wounds direct our choices and actions. We had to learn how to cope with the wound, and we did the best we could at the time. But years later, that coping mechanism may not fit our lives and desires, but it's what we know. And when in a similar situation, we use what works, whether or not we want to. So what if we healed the wound? If it no longer drove your actions, what would that do for you? Can you imagine being free of the emotional charge around that? So where would you begin? Look at the list from the last couple of weeks. Sorting these beliefs, issues, and themes will result in healing if you stay with it. It's not enough just to identify it. You already know what it is, don't you? And has that knowledge helped? Well, perhaps some. But what would healing the wound do? Honestly, healing my wounds did more for me than any diet ever had. It's not easy, and it's certainly not painless, but being free is worth it. Now, there may be other wounds, but it gets easier to let them heal, partly because you know the relief and the freedom it brings to you. So, what wound would you like to work on this summer? Get one in your mind so that you know where you're going from here. And if you need a little help, don't hesitate to contact me. All the best.